Hey, D Fresher in the flesh, about to give you my best of the last breath. Yes, got this book here, Positive Addiction by Glazer, the medical doctor. Got this one from the library. Very good book, also because it gives me a lot of confirmation, affirmation, validation on my own habits and my personal positive addictions. But this is about you and how can we get you to get some positive addictions going and get away from those negative addictions or move from those negative addictions to positive addictions. And if you already got positive addictions, we can challenge them to make them even stronger and make sure we're doing them right. All right. So let's dive in. Positive addiction talks about the negative a lot. So it talks about negative addictions and how to and what the characteristics of that looks like. It talks about strengths and weak, what the strong, who strong people are and who weak people are. And he's very sympathetic and sensitive, and I am to those as well, of those with negative addictions. He says the first step, three choices of those with negative addiction is they give up first. We've all given up. Most of us have given up. Right? Well, that's their first choice. Typically, you don't want that to be the first choice, and then you find something to relieve the pain. You want to face that struggle, that challenge head on. Get in touch with it, see what it is, and resolve to pay the price and see what you can do. That's the first step, and see what options are. Right? Strong people have a sense of options, and they're resilient. So the weak, they quit immediately, uncomfortable, can't take it, they split. Then the second choice of the weak is these four major symptoms, okay? And that's they act out. They'll act out, and they'll have temper tantrums and delinquency and crime and psychopathic behavior. Another symptom is they become too involved with their own emotions. So they choose depression. How do you choose depression? Well, you just slump over and get all sad and you lay in the bed and you think thoughts that don't even serve you in any shape or form. And they're fearful, they're tense, anxious, sad, complaining, sniding, just all these emotions that you don't want to stay in too long, and they stay there and it eats at them. And that's a choice. You could choose to do something else by getting help, by journaling, by some positive addictions, which we're going to get into later. They become crazy, psychotic, paranoid, hallucinating, delusional, reactive, right? And the fourth choice is psychosomatic, which is, they have sickness, diseases, and asthmas, and ulcers, and diarrhea, and arthritis, and neck aches, back aches, headaches. People stuff this stuff in their back. I know I had stress before, and I kind of just put it in my back, just like take it in my back, and built up over time, and I shook it off. And you got to shake that thing off by positive addictions or facing the struggle head on. And the last one, which is the last choice they make, the third choice, they'll find a behavior, a negative addiction, which is gambling, drinking too much, drugs, a lot of drugs, different drugs. I mean, these are just some examples of too much of it, right? Overboard with it, and they become dependent on it. So these are negative addictions we want to avoid. So third choice, that's that behavior. So they relieve the, Glazer talks about how they relieve the pain. So there's a relief in the pain, and then there's a burst of like positive of emotions, like pleasure, a burst of pleasure. So there's a lot of things that can do that. Drugs, there's one. So you want to avoid the negative addiction. And then we're going to talk about positive addiction now. Okay. Positive addiction. We got some great stuff here. The most popular way for positive addiction is the meditation, yoga, right? Then there's the most fastest Band-Aid ripped off way to get a positive addiction is running. It's the fastest way to a positive addiction, just running for an hour or whatever it is. I've done all of these, and I see how they're so positively addicting. And he now talks about the 6 steps to positive addiction. I'm going to go over them. 1, something non-competitive you can do for approximately an hour a day. Okay, so around an hour a day, his studies have shown. Now, I'd like to do my meditation for twice a day for 20 minutes, and that's better at building the habit. Maybe over time I'll get up to that hour, but to build a habit, they say, if you think about this, if you work out for an hour and you read for an hour, okay, so you work out for an hour, read for an hour, but let's say somebody else over here is trying to, is going to work out twice a day for 15 minutes and read for 15 minutes twice a day. Now that person's going to read more and work out more. Now they're going to get more results, but let's say if you're trying to build the habit, just trying to build the habit, what's better? It's breaking it up into the two. Even though it's 30 minutes, you break it up. That's going to build the habit better. Right? That was a big insight I got, not from here. I got that from Ty Lopez, and I think I'm not sure if he got that from the book Hooked, but yeah, I think it was from the book Hooked. So that's an interesting insight. But anyway, you want to do something for an hour. So running, yoga, these things are an hour long. They talked about dance, rock climbing, tons of things, any sport really, but not really any sport, because it got to be non-competitive. They talk about. So the next, number 2, is it can be done easily and does not take a lot of mental effort. I'm thinking of my journaling now. I could sit there and journal for almost an hour sometimes, and that is a perfect example. Right? There's many other things, no mental effort really needed, but it's something you really enjoy, and we're going to get into that next, because it can be done alone or with people, but rarely done with others. And that's, I think, because of the judgment. You don't want others to judge you, so it can be done with others, but it's rarely done with others. So like my meditation, I do it by myself, but I'll guide somebody else, or I'll have somebody guide me. I'll share it with some friends. Right? That's number 3. 4, you believe it has some value to you. Why else would you be doing it? So mental, spiritual, physical, some value it provides. Some are integrated and intertwined with two, right? Yoga is infused with physical and mental and spiritual, right? So there you go. That's 4. 5. Number 5, you believe if you persist at it, you'll improve, but it's completely subjective, and you must measure your increased ability to do it. So, I'm getting better at running, but a really good runner wouldn't say that, but you feel it, it's subjective. My meditation, I'm getting longer periods of presence. These are the things, right? These are the things. So you kind of decide on if you're getting better, but you know that if you persist, you will get better. You have faith. You have faith in the process that you will get a better outcome over time. Awesome. Love that. And that's exactly what I go through with my personal positive addictions. They actively, 6, last one, they actively must allow you to accept yourself and not criticize yourself. So you accept yourself and you don't criticize yourself. If you don't do these things, you're not going to keep doing it. All right? Those are the 6 steps to a positive addiction. And these positive addictors, they face reality now. They don't rob Peter to pay Paul, and over time they kind of decide. They're strong. Strong people seem to never run out of options, right? So I want you guys just to do what you know is connected to your highest self. Right? Do what you know is connected to your highest self. Do that more often. All right, let's get some addictions, some positive addictions going, so we can build our strength to face life's challenges. That's what I wanted to share this book with you about. So, stronger, healthier, confident, and happier. These are the results that people with positive addictions are getting. So, my final question to you is, what activity do you do or can you do as a positive addiction? Comment below, journal about it, write about it, think about it, get engaged with it. Positive addiction. Stay fresh, stay blessed.